All right, do you need to chat with Mr. Bradford or can we bring him out?
Bring him out, Judge.
Okay, we're ready for Bradford when you guys are. Ms. Rios, if you are still here to talk about Felix, I'm blanking on his last name. Is that why you're welcome to just be here.
His last name Crowder?
Yeah, he's stuck just because of the way I structured the sentence, and I'll fix it. I hadn't forgotten about him, but he was supposed to start drug court on Tuesday. She may be napping. Hey, Mr. Bradford. Just come right up there. Mr. Bradford, I'm Judge McBurney. Your case has been assigned to me. You were what we call directly indicted, and those words don't need to mean a whole lot to you. It just means that it sort of was a surprise that you got indicted and you got arrested, and I don't think you've had a chance to have a lawyer talk to the judge about bond, because you don't have a bond right now, which means you're stuck. So I'm going to have Ms. Wood, who is a lawyer, and for today, just on the topic of bond, she is your lawyer. And then she has to stop being your lawyer because someone from her law firm represents a co-defendant of yours. Does that make sense? I said a whole lot at once.
Not really, but.
So tell me what you don't understand. What's your question?
You said she my lawyer for now, and then.
Right. So I did a bad job of explaining things. So you've been indicted, you've been charged. And I'm pulling the indictment up right now. You have been charged with some other people with beating up someone. I'm not saying you did or didn't, it's what you're charged with, and we don't want to talk about the charges right now. One of your co-defendants is a guy named Tyrone Patterson. Whether you know him or not, Ms. Wood's law firm represents Tyrone Patterson. And so that's who they're going to work with going forward. But for today, Ms. Wood is willing to talk to me about bond for you. Do you know what a bond is? So you're stuck in jail right now. But if I hear more about you and your situation, I could decide that you don't need to stay in jail while we figure out what's going to happen with your case. But I need to know you have a place to live, that you're not going to flee the country, that you're not going to be involved in hurting Mr. Soldrich, who is the victim in the case, that you'll stay away from the co-defendants. But Ms. Wood's going to talk to me about that on your behalf, okay? And if you've got questions at any time, let her know, all right? All right, Ms. Wood, tell me what you know about Mr. Bradford and why he might be a good candidate for bond.
Yes, Judge. So he's 31 years old. He is local. I am working on getting a change of address completed right now. He resides over in Stone Mountain. He has a lot of family support. That's how he was even put on my radar. His mother and his fiance, namely, seem very eager to make sure that he comes to and from court if he's given a bond and able to get out. Again, as I previewed for the court, he has some medical issues that he's working through. His mother was very concerned because he was not getting his medication when he was originally booked in. He's been in, and I didn't write the date in, but he's been in for a minute, like a week or two?
2 weeks.
Okay, 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
So I'm just asking the court to consider setting a reasonable bond on this case.
Okay. Mr. Bradford, the address that I've got for you is Braylorn Court in Stone Mountain. Do you live there now or did you used to live there?
I live there now.
Okay, who lives there with you?
My mother.
Okay, I heard Ms. Wood mention a fiancée. Does she live with you? No? Okay. Does she live in Stone Mountain?
In Clarkson.
Clarkston, okay. But this address on Braylorn, your mom is there, you're there, who else?
My sister, my brother.
Okay. How old is your sister?
My sister, she is 22.
And your brother?
My little brother, he about to be 15.
So he's still in school.
Yeah.
Okay. And were you working before you got arrested?
It was like under the table doing security.
Pardon me?
Doing security.
You were doing some security work. Okay, so you were working. How long had you been a security person?
Not long. It's like on call.
Oh, you said it was under the table. That was the first, got it. That was the phrase you used.
Yeah.
Had you worked before then, or was that's your first job ever?
Before then, it was another job. I think I was cleaning up.
Okay. Do you have any kids?
Yeah,
How many kids?
I got 2.
And do they live in the Atlanta area? Okay. All right. Ms. Wood, I'm just taking a look at some of the other defendants to get a sense of what bonds look like in those cases. Ms. Roberts, do you have any criminal history information on Mr. Bradford?
Yes. I just show that he has one prior cycle from 2017 for shoplifting and criminal attempt to commit a felony. And that case was dismissed. So he does not have any criminal history.
Got it. Thank you. Okay. So 30. Check one more thing. Okay. Ms. Davis, what are your thoughts about bond for Mr. Bradford?
Yes, Judge, based on his history only having one cycle but no conviction, I would ask that the court consider what I believe you're already doing, but mirroring Shanika Francis, one of the co-defendants. That individual also had no felony convictions. I believe a grand total is about $35,000, but specifically there's some allocation for amounts for each of the charges.
Right.
With no contact, of course, with any of the co-defendants.
Okay.
And the victim.
Got it. Yep, that's how it added up. The indictment, I think, has 6, got one more count, but I'll just spread that same amount across. Ms. Wood, any preference between a surety versus sheriff's 10% program?
Do you know if your family will have a preference? I can't remember which one's usually preferred, Judge. Is it the 10%?
So 10%, people get their money back when it's over, but sometimes you can get a better deal in the sense that a bonding company might end up being a little less than 10%, but you don't ever see that money again. And so that's just math that a family does.
10% goes to the sheriff's office, and there's the options, they'll get the money back.
What was 10%?
Of whatever the bond's gonna be set.
So if the bond is $10,000, your family needs to put up $1,000 to get you out. The other type of bond is just with a bonding company where that's a business. Someone can go in and say, hey, my son, my uncle, whatever you are to that person, has this bond. How much do we need to pay you to cover the bond?
Can do that?
Yeah.
10%?
Yeah.
10% program, Judge.
Okay, all right. So, Mr. Bradford, I'm going to set a total bond of $35,000 across the 6. I want to make sure you're in all 6 counts. I don't want to assume that. I think everyone is in all 6. You are. So it's actually 7 counts. That's just 7 isn't listed here because you're not a felon. So it'll be we'll do 10,000 on count 1, 10,000 on count 2, and then 5,000 on counts 3 and 4. And then 2,500 each on counts 5 and 6, and that should add up to 35,000. Special condition of your bond, there are 2 main ones. One is no contact with the victim, who is Tyson Soldrich, and then also no contact with any of your co-defendants in the case. I'm going to give you some names, and it's going to be in your bond, but just so you know who all we're talking about. There's a Kamoy Francis, Shanika Francis, Amaya Harrigan, Tyrone Patterson, and Raheem Smith. So if you happen to know any of those people, you can't be around them till this case is resolved, okay? Any questions about anything? All right, are you getting the medicine now that you need?
And just started yesterday.
Okay, well, I'm glad they started it. Ms. Wood, anything else on behalf of Mr. Bradford?
Yes, I believe he's on the August 8th calendar. He's on an upcoming calendar, I believe.
Okay,
If we could leave him on there so that I can keep pressure on to make sure that someone is appointed.
sure. And I guess Mr. Luemba is just going to need to reach a little more broadly because this is now a bunch of defendants. He's on plea and arraignment for the 8th, so we'll leave him. So if you don't, I'm going to see you either way on August 8th, whether you make bond or don't make bond, and hopefully your lawyer, the new lawyer who's going to represent you, will be there on the 8th, okay? Okay, thank you, Ms. Davis.
All right, go that way. I'll come back there.
All right, let's talk about that. This bond hearing for Mr. DeAndre Bradford gave us a classic courtroom moment, an early peek into a felony case just after indictment, where the legal gears are still catching up but the stakes are already real. Mr. Bradford, age 31, had just been arrested and hadn't yet secured a full-time defense attorney due to a conflict of interest, so Miss Wood stepping in temporarily handled bond arguments for the day. And Judge McBurney? Calm, candid, and refreshingly thorough in explaining everything from legal terms to family logistics. The judge treated Mr. Bradford like a human being, not just another case number, and that tone shaped the entire proceeding. Mr. Bradford is charged alongside several co-defendants for allegedly beating someone up, though. As the judge emphasized, this hearing wasn't about guilt or innocence. It was about whether Bradford could be trusted to return to court, avoid trouble, and stay away from victims and co-defendants. Miss Wood made a compelling case. Bradford lives with his mother in Stone Mountain, where he also resides with his siblings, including a 1 4-year-old brother and a 2 2-year-old sister. He has 2 kids, some local employment history doing under-the-table security work, and solid family support. In fact, it was his mother and fiancée who reached out to get him legal help in the first place. The state, represented by Miss Davis, acknowledged Bradford's clean record, just 1 prior arrest cycle in 2017 that was ultimately dismissed, and agreed that he could be considered for bond. She recommended mirroring the terms set for a co-defendant with no prior convictions, a total bond of $35,000 spread across several counts, plus strict conditions. The judge agreed, breaking the amount down by charge and allowing for participation in the sheriff's 10% program, which makes the bond more financially accessible if the family can come up with 10% up front. What really stood out was the clarity and compassion in Judge McBurney's approach. He walked Bradford through every piece of the process, what a bond is, how to stay in compliance, and why contact with co-defendants or the victim would be a serious violation. He even listed all the names Bradford must avoid contact with, just to be extra clear: Kamoy Francis, Shaniqua Francis, Amaya Harrigan, Tyrone Patterson, and Raheem Smith. That level of detail, that's how you avoid "I didn't know" defenses later. Mr. Bradford was respectful and engaged. He didn't push back or get defensive, just quietly confirmed he was finally receiving his medication and nodded along as the judge laid out next steps. He's on the court's the 8th of August calendar for a potential plea or update, and the judge made sure to leave him on it whether or not he makes bond, so the system keeps moving forward and doesn't leave him in limbo. This wasn't a dramatic hearing, but it was important. It showed how a court can uphold boundaries, ensure safety, and still treat people with decency at one of their most vulnerable moments. And when that happens, everyone wins, If you found this hearing insightful, consider subscribing, hitting the bell, and letting me know your thoughts in the comments below. I read every one.